name is Sjoerd Hoogwater.
Susanne Hoogwater, and the names of my children are Marnix and Karine. We're from the Netherlands and we moved to Colorado in 2005.
Marnix was in a gifted program in Denver. He liked it the first year and he didn't like it the second year. So about halfway through the year he got really bored and we were trying to find other options that would serve his needs better. So we did research, we asked people, and we found several schools and interviewed here at McIntosh and liked it the best.
McIntosh has a very flexible way of teaching and also being with the students. They see students very much as individuals. Every teacher just is so truly happy when they talk about every child.
Earlier we were thinking, let's have Marnix in the school and Karine can follow the public school program, and we were encouraged to rethink that, and we're glad that we have them both in this program and they both shine.
My daughter is very much a hands-on learner, so she loves to be able to build and to do things, and that actually applies to Marnix as well. That he wanted to go to what he called a doing school, and McIntosh has proven to be that kind of doing school, not just sitting and doing rote learning.
Every single child here is a part of the family. Every single child is unique, and they're all kind of loved for who they are. And we spend our time figuring out how to best inspire them to learn.
The international piece of it is something that we like, being global travelers, if you will.
Viniendo pronto este junio.
I really love the IB program. I think the global awareness and international mindedness, the philosophy of being a global citizen really speaks to our kids, and it really allows them to explore where their minds go.
If Marnix would like to go back to the Netherlands to go studying, or to Europe to go studying, it is easier to transition because it's an internationally recognized program.
I think that students feel very much at home, and they feel, both of my children have said that they feel it's just okay to be who you are at McIntosh, and that students are different and learn in different ways and have different interests, but they all feel at ease with each other, and they feel very much accepted and just happy to be where they are. And they also feel very much seen and appreciated by the teachers.
We have children with very different backgrounds. When we start talking about religion and beliefs and values, we really encourage them to draw on family history and early experiences. So if you've grown up in another country or your grandparents grew up in another country, where did those beliefs and values come from? And really getting them to express that, it just widens their experience of the world.
The teachers have a very conversational way of teaching, so it's always a dialogue with the students where it's very much hands-on inquiry that happens in the classroom. And so it's a very lively, interactive group conversation that is happening a lot of the time. And of course there's also quiet time when they're reflecting on their learning and work on their assignments and work on their projects.
Marnix loves to ask questions. And so we've helped him figure out when it's appropriate and when it's not appropriate to ask a question. But we love those questions. It's allowed him to, again, to be who he is. We also know him very well, and he knows us. So he has that relationship with each of his teachers.
My kids say they know what I'm learning and they care what I'm learning.
Mm-hmm. Karine's the younger sister, and she's had this very outgoing, very outspoken, vivacious older brother.
I think for her, she really blossoms because there's so much opportunity. It is very normal for girls in this school to perform well academically and go beyond what the program itself asks for.
It's very normal at this school that girls are very excellent students in all subjects and also in math and science and technical subjects.
Corrine will pick up the heavy objects. I can carry this myself. She'll do those things. She does want to make her own place in the world, and I think what McIntosh has done, she's realized that that's a good thing. She's using that voice in a way that's really benefited the community.
So we're grateful for that push and advocacy for girls.
We all start with math, and the students go to the math class that is wherever their ability level is. Our math class is textbook based, but it really kind of stops there. Our kids are trying things out, building things with models, building things on the computer, really trying to find patterns. Rather than, here's the quadratic formula. We're going to derive the quadratic formula. We're going to find it for ourselves. It's a lot easier to remember if you do that. So we actually build it from the ground up. And when we get there, it's that aha moment. After math, we have a long block class, which is either humanities or science. And we found that it's a good hour and a half that really gives students the time to get into the meat of things. So in science, that may be a lab, it may be an activity.
Yeah, I know one year they were researching and describing all the trees on the campus. I often see them doing measurements outside. There's a new building added to the campus, and it's a greenhouse. I know some of the teachers are really very passionate about using the greenhouse and bringing their learning into that environment.
Performing arts and visual arts, and they're exploring all the ways they can express themselves. Some of the children that might not shine at other moments will just completely come alive in the arts. And so that's their moment. I love lunch recess because invariably there will be a soccer game with kindergartners and 8th graders playing together. That's just so fun to see, and I think that's another unique thing about the school. The young ones really look up to the older ones, and there's that constant interaction of the ages on the field. So you don't typically see just one group or one age group hanging out together. They're always interacting.
Yeah, the campus is just a green environment, a very safe and fun and natural and very unique and beautiful to be able to play there every day. They have a lot of recess and often short periods of recess, but during the day the kids are outside a lot. And then they have PE every day, and as much as possible that happens outside.
I love that we have PE every day. I think children need to be outside and run and push themselves physically just as much as they've pushed themselves mentally all day. So at the end of every day, that they have that last burst of energy, and then when we load them up in the cars, hopefully they're tired and they feel good and they've had a healthy moment and are ready to go home and tackle whatever homework has been assigned so they can start their next day. So Marnix came to us when he was fairly young, was with us for a little while, and then really wanted to try a bigger school and different experience.
And when my son went temporarily to a public charter school for middle school, he said, I'm just turning in my work and I don't even know, well, I know they graded it, but I don't know what they think of my thoughts or my arguments. Like, he felt he was researching something just for a grade, but not for the learning. It on many levels didn't work out at all, and he said, I need to go back to McIntosh. That's where I belong. That's where I feel at ease at home, have fun in learning, enjoy learning, and then I want to go back to my friends.
So we were thrilled to have him back.
I think the overall happiness and engagement with school on so many levels is a very precious and very critical experience for a child. And to be able to have a happy school time where a student is really challenged and really gets to experience and explore what it's like for him or for her to be a learner and to be excited about learning, I think that's something that's invaluable and lasts for a lifetime of learning after elementary and middle school.
I see it as one of the best investments I've been making, so I'm very glad.
What Mackintosh claims, an education for the whole child, is very much true for them. And you can't turn that around in time. It's like you can't do that again. It's not an experiment you can take lightly, so we're very grateful.